Prenatal isn't fatal, keep your hand on the cradle. 1-800-974-2717 is the number I'm yelling. Prenatal isn't fatal, keep your hand on the cradle. 1-800-974-2717 is the number I'm yelling.
The choice is up to you. This is what you gotta do. Make sure your baby's healthy. Take a little time. It's your baby on the line. Prenatal care is where you need to be. It's your life. It's your baby's too. Listen up. This is what you gotta do. Take the number down. Ain't no time to play around. Checkups can't go wrong. I want my baby born strong.
A baby. A baby is so special. Babies bring hope and happiness to families. The cries, the coos, the big bright eyes, the tiny hand that curls around your finger. It is enough to melt anyone's heart and put a smile on a face. Now let's see. Who does the baby look like? The baby has mama's eyes, daddy's nose, Aunt Sarah's cheeks, and I also see grandpa's big feet. Yes, indeed. This kid is a member of the family for sure. Life seems to have a new meaning with a baby in the house. Day-to-day things usually taken for granted take on a new excitement. Yes, life takes on new meaning and new dreams with a baby. Chances are you've already dreamed of the type of life your baby will live as a grown-up. Maybe it'll be the life of a leader in the 21st century, making a lasting impact on the country and the world, as did African Americans during our lifetime. All this, and to think, your kid is not even out of diapers. Life takes on more work and duties with a baby around, but it is done out of love, one of the most important duties you had started before your child was born.
The baby is developing inside. If there are problems early on, we may be able to interact with the baby or with the mother and actually improve the conditions of the baby. But if we wait later on, there's nothing we can do about it.
Prenatal care can pick up a number of problems that can happen during the development of a baby, not only for the mother but also for the baby itself. And prenatal care can help to prevent those problems that can cause any kind of complication up to and including death of mother and infant.
Well, when the woman comes to the clinic, you can expect that they'll, for instance, take her blood pressure and listen to her heart and listen to the baby's heartbeat. They also take a urine sample to see if there's any abnormalities, tell us if she's a diabetic and she's spilling sugar, etc. But the important things in the clinic is regular measurements and regular checkups tell us if the baby is developing normally or if the mother is having problems that will affect the baby while the baby is developing.
Well, the first 3 months are usually the formation of the different organ systems. The heart, the intestinal tract, the urinary tract, all of those are usually developed well by the 8th or 9th week of gestation. The brain usually takes a little bit longer to develop. The brain is there, but all of the neural, shall we say, connections are not fully intact and functioning until the baby's actually born, and there's still some development after the baby's born.
The sooner a pregnant mother gets those checkups, the better the chances she will deliver a normal, healthy baby. And remember, whatever you, as the mother, eats or drinks, so does the baby. Sometimes the baby gets a double portion or more of what you eat.
Congratulations, it's a cheeseburger!
Well, the WIC program is the Women, Infant, and Children Nutrition Program. This is funded by the federal government out of the Agriculture Department, and we issue what is called voucher checks for a pregnant woman, which enables her to buy specific foods designed for her to enhance the growth and development of the baby. So, no, there is no cost for a woman to be enrolled in the WIC program. And having an adequate diet, it enhances the growth and development of the baby, the fetus that this mother is carrying. Improper nutrition could result in a very low birth weight, premature infants, and so this is why the WIC program is very essential in trying to make sure that pregnant women get in and get nutritional education counsel, and then also we work to ensure that they're getting proper prenatal care. She really needs to have food foods from her basic food groups. And when we talk about that, we're talking about from her fruits and vegetables, which consist of like vitamin A foods, vitamin C, other fruits and vegetables. She needs to get at least one serving from her dark leafy green vegetables, one from her vitamin C, and other fruits and vegetables. She needs to have a daily servings of 3. From her breads and cereals, she needs to have about 7 servings. From her milk products, she needs to have at least from 3 to 4, and from her protein, she needs to have at least 3 servings. So she needs to be eating from all of these food groups to pick up the nutrients and vitamins that she needs to enhance this growth and development of this fetus. Vitamins can't do it alone and everything. She does need to be having the foods, because when you eat one food, it dispenses other nutrients and value in there. So just vitamins alone will not do it. It's important to have an adequate diet, actually eat the foods.
Prenatal isn't fatal. Keep your hand on the cradle. 1-800-974-2717 is the number.
Alcohol and drugs can affect many organ systems, the nervous system, the brain and its functioning, as well as the birth weight. All of those things and more can be affected by these drugs.
Drugs and alcohol usually affect the baby's ability to develop properly. And with fetal alcohol syndrome, we find that most of that is a neurological impairment that is only found after the baby is born and starts to grow. You find it in attention deficits, not being able to learn very well, the quote-unquote problem child.
That baby may be affected throughout life as a result, never really being able to function as a normal adult just because of what happened for alcohol and drugs while the baby was inside of mother's womb.
I'm a recovering addict, and I've been out there. And I'm an advocate for our black babies. They're dying. I mean, we've had 7 die in the last 3 months. And if this number continues by the end of the year, it's going to be tremendous.
Some pregnant women never see a doctor until they give birth. They think their baby will turn out all right, just as their other children. Or they look at their moms. All of her children were born without any problems, they say. Is it worth gambling with the life of your child? The rate of African American babies born in Kern County that die before making it to their first birthday is greater than babies born to any non-African American mothers.
I got into an altercation or a fight, you could say. And I don't know if the miscarriage was due to that or if it's because of drug usage. But either way, I never went to the doctor, not one day.
Why not?
I just didn't have time. I was out there using drugs and on the streets, and this wasn't important to me. It took for a lot of drastic things to happen to me to get help, but the baby I had already lost the baby.
Well, during the whole pregnancy, I was using drugs before I got pregnant. After I found out I was pregnant, I continued to use drugs, and due to the drug usage, she was prematurely born. She had to go live with my mother. My mother had to come get her, or else she would go to foster care.
Well, I was still using, so majority of the time my aunt would come and get him, and they would say that he would shake, but he probably did shake with me, but I really didn't pay attention. But they said he shaked and was really fussy. They had him on Similac milk, and he wasn't gaining weight, he was losing weight. So he was really thin, and they had to take him to the hospital, and that's where they changed his milk, because I was using drugs, so I didn't have time.
I was at a funeral last week with a mother that we had the funeral at the cemetery. Her baby was born dead. This lady is in my recovery home right now, and she's doing good, but we have a lot of work to do with it because it's emotional also. I was with a lady last week that lost twins.
At the last week, I sensed something was wrong because the baby stopped kicking. And I was wondering why did it stop kicking. And I was thinking that it was, just lazy or it's about time for me to have it. And when I went to the hospital, it was, they didn't tell me that the baby was dead already inside of me. Yeah, that was the case. And it hurt me because I was, I packed it for 9 months, and then at the end, all that happened, But I know it was due to drugs that it happened.
This ain't no game we're playing. Gambling with the life of your child may be very costly. Don't cheat your baby. See the doctor regularly as soon as you become pregnant.
As we look at infant mortality rates in Kern County, particularly among African Americans, what we find is it is one of the highest in the state. Low birth weight is one of the biggest problems that is associated with poor pregnancy outcomes. In Kern County, low birth weight is a really significant concern. We actually have about 85% of African Americans who have normal birth weight for their babies. But just that 15% which have low birth weight babies cause a lot of problems. In the normal population, we have about 94% of those which have normal birth weight. So you can see just that 85 moving more and more women to have better birth weight means they have to get in early so that there are any problems early on, we can increase the weight of those babies and the babies will have a better chance to do well.
What we do know is that prenatal care is an excellent prevention tool that can be used by women. What we do know is nutrition is critical. Issues of substance intake factor in, and of course as well as social stress. We also know that if a woman has an adequate support group, whether it be family, community, friends, these things are critical in increasing the viability of the health of the community and women in particular.
Getting good prenatal care and then the dietary intake will make the difference for this baby and this child when it's born, as it grows and everything. And I believe that this is really the core foundation of the actually starting of life.
Choice is up to you. This is what you gotta do. Make sure your baby's healthy.
If the mother is low income, the mother can have either be eligible for Medi-Cal, which is helpful, or there are also low-income programs, either one of which the state of California has put on a massive Baby Cal program, even for women which have maybe 200% to 250% of poverty level. Still, there are special programs from the state which they can get low-cost insurance to take care of her pregnancy needs. So really, there's no real reason why a mother should not be able, if she's not working or doesn't have money, to be taken care of during the pregnancy.
There are entities that do provide transportation or bus vouchers. The county has bus vouchers available on a contingency basis. However, of course, the Special Infant Mortality Reduction Initiative has a van, and other community-based organizations are beginning to understand the need for transportation.
The whole community must pull together to be willing to work, men and women, for pregnancy is not just a woman's condition. When a woman's pregnant, the family is pregnant, the father's pregnant, the children are pregnant, the grandparents. We all have a vested interest to make that baby the very best baby it can be. That's community involvement.
A woman's responsibilities for a baby start as soon as she finds out that she is pregnant. By eating right, getting plenty of rest, and seeing the doctor as often as the doctor says, chances are a healthy, happy baby will be born. Once the baby is born, make sure it has all of the proper baby shots. Talk with the doctor to find out what kind and when the baby shots are needed to protect against measles and other diseases. That way, the child's picture will be added to the family photo album for her to see when she is older and for future generations to enjoy. Here are a few of the programs in Kern County that will help expectant mothers.
The choice is up to you. This is what you gotta do. Make sure your baby's healthy. Take a little time. It's your baby on the line. Prenatal care is where you need to be.
Do you know how many African American babies are dying at birth because of a low birth weight? Too many. Taking yourself to the health department and getting regular checkups will lead to a stronger and healthier baby born into this world. Don't make any excuses, because any excuse could be one too many. Take the number down on your screen